Hi guys, James here again at Bespoke Airsoft and welcome back to another review, and in this video we're looking at the WE P08 Luger. So the P08 Luger, if you're into your World War II or you've seen any World War II films, you know about this pistol. It's the pistol that the Germans used in World War II. Let's get the pistol out here. We've got a manual in the box, we've got the P08 itself, and we've got a magazine. We've also got a bunch of Allen keys in there as well. Let's take this out of the packaging, get it out of the way. So yeah, this is one of those weird pistols, strangely comfortable in the hand whenever you pick one up. It's not a massively used pistol, I'm going to say, out on the field, especially those using modern kit, because it's probably a little bit more cumbersome in the way that it performs and shoots, and the magazines, you know, are very, very thin, so they're not going to be storing a lot of gas. They're going to be outgunned just like other single stack pistols compared to double stack stuff like Glocks M9s and the usual stuff. But if you'll get into your World War II and you want a nice German pistol, WE have got you covered with this. They do it in a few variants. They do it in a short, medium, and then a super long version, and I think they do different colours and such as well. The most notable thing that you'll notice about the Luger itself is it doesn't have a slide that actuates like a more conventional pistol. It actually has like a bolt carrier group that sort of moves back internally and kicks this handle up, as you see here. It's very difficult to sort of show on camera. And then as you do that, actually the whole barrel assembly just moves back just slightly and then back forward as it comes back to battery. The weird thing with this pistol is if it's unloaded and uncocked, you cannot put the magazine in. It will stop there. So if you are getting this pistol and it's an unloaded magazine and the gun isn't cocked and the hammer's forward, don't try and ram your magazine in there, because it's not going to go in there, and that's just how the pistol functions. If we cock it and the gun's live ready to fire, obviously the magazine will go in. If I fire this now, you'll see it locks back. This gun is empty, and you'll see the way that the slide reciprocates. You can't sort of, unless you put something in here to drop down this little slide catch function here on the magazine, unless you're putting something in there to stop that from going all the way to the top, this gun will not dry fire. It'll always lock open, because there's nothing for like a slide release on the side for you to sort of actuate and keep it down if you're testing it or messing about with it. But for all intents and purposes, it works well in its actual capacity. Now this is a full metal pistol, metal lower frame, metal outer barrel and top assembly here with some plastic grips. Like I said, the weird thing about this pistol is it's very comfortable with it being, what you're not going to find with older pistols is they're a bit more cumbersome to hold. The P08, the grip was huge, but this is nice and slimline, and it's very, very comfortable. Even the trigger with the lovely curve it's got on there, when you put your finger in there, it's very, I wouldn't say satisfying, but very comfy. It fits, it suits the curvature of your finger very, very well. So it's a very, very comfy pistol to fire. So the hopper pap is actually adjusted underneath the slide here, so the slide, the whole slide grouping that we're going to call it. So we actually have to take that off to get access to it. I'm going to wait till I've got the top down camera to show you that, because it's a little bit trickier compared to other pistols. But first, let's do the chrono results. Let's get that out of the way. 0.2 gram BBs, green gas, and let's see how hard this thing shoots. So you'll see there a nice respectable average FPS, what you'd expect from this thing. When firing this thing is a bit of a weird sensation compared to other pistols, because you've got the sort of the slide that sort of functions up like that, and it sort of pushes the vibration up, if that makes sense. Obviously you'd have to fire one to understand it, because it's very little blowback weight with this coming back at you, so you don't really feel much jolt when you're firing it. It's very consistent, you can hold it nice and firmly. Let's get the top down camera, let's get a closer look at this thing, and we'll be back in just a moment. So you'll see here is the P08 Luger from WE. The magazine here, very thin, like a 1911 single stack magazine What is nice about this magazine, it has a very prominent follower here that you've got like a tab on the side where you can pull it down really easy without shaving your fingernails off every time you do it. And then you've got a hole at the front here where you can load the rounds in, makes it nice and easy. The P08. Full metal pistol here, very nice finish from WE. The pistol's been around for a long time, they obviously must have revised certain things over the years, you'd expect them to anyway. From the very first WE P08s that I saw, they weren't very good, they weren't very gas efficient at all, they were pretty much useless. More good as a paperweight than anything, where these, you know, they're a lot more usable these days. You can see the way the slide reciprocates up instead of just straight back. Safety can be found in the rear there, locks the trigger. And then taking this thing apart, you see like a little tab comes up on there. Shows you that safety's on. So, taking this thing apart, make sure it's cocked, and then we're going to push the slide back slightly like so. We're going to pull this tab down, and then we can actually let it slide forward, and then this little piece on the side here will come off like so. And then what we can do is we can push the slide assembly forward, releasing it from the frame, and then there you can see hop unit, got the adjustment screw just there. And if you're not sort of happy taking gas pistols or anything like that, anything that's a little bit more tricky apart, I'd perhaps get someone a little bit more competent to do it. This is a little bit trickier compared to, like, say, I don't know, a Glock or an M9 or something like that, with the way it strips down. So putting it back together, we line the guide rails up, and you'll see it stop. And we've got like a little tab just here which we press, and you'll see the lever on the side moves. And then we can just slide that back into place, and then you'll see everything lines up here. But what we want to do is we just want to push the barrel just that much back. This goes in at an angle first, like so. So in at an angle, pushes into place, that locks up, and then we're good to go. So yeah, very weird pistol, very peculiarly comfortable. It's actually quite a joy to shoot this thing, so if you're looking for something German and World War II era, I think this is probably going to be the pistol for you. It's got something very bad guy gun related about it, hasn't it? It looks very, you know, it goes back to that comedy sketch, Are we the baddies? But very cool. Let's get to the 10 metre accuracy test, let's see what this thing can do, and we'll be back in just a moment. It's not a bad job at all from the Luger P08. I expected far worse, if I'm completely honest. Just through the experience I've had with these pistols in the past, I don't know whether it's I've just shot Lugers on the field that haven't been looked after very well, and they've just shot absolutely rubbish. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this thing. If you've got a German loadout, World War II loadout that is, and you're looking for something, I think this is the pistol for you. Very nice, solid construction, solid feeling in the hand. Like I say, very bad guy-esque, if that's even a terminology I can use. You know, if you're just looking for a sidearm and you're not really bothered too much about what it looks like, because you are if you're buying a P08 Luger, in my opinion, you probably better more suit something double stack, something that might be a little bit more gas efficient on the field, something that's going to yield you better performance and better results in terms of accuracy and stuff. If you're going after just wanting a solid, reliable sidearm that's got good performance, like I say. However, if you're doing World War II, these are absolutely great. They're not massively expensive for what they are as well. You know, a lot of ingenuity goes into making this kind of functionality and making it work well. So, hope you've liked the WE. See, guns like cocks, can't put a magazine in. Got to remember that. Hope you like the WE P08 Luger and these World War II and older era style guns that I'm showing you. For this and many other standard bespoke airsoft products as well as WE products, go to our website, bespokeairsoft.co.uk. You can filter results if you're going to airsoft guns in whichever category by brand. So if you're going into airsoft guns, gas pistols, hit WE on the side, it'll bring up all the new WE stock that we've got. We've got absolutely loads of it. So spare magazines as well, we've got loads of them too, so we've got you covered. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye bye.